Nestlé provides you with tastier and healthier everyday choices to enhance your quality of life. Nestlé, good food, good life.
Radio DJ and educator Grant Nash made waves as he openly discussed his vegan lifestyle and views on veganism. Far from a negative response, he's helped people change their perspective.
Veganism is an ideology that rejects the use of animals in our everyday lives and sees animals not as property. So as soon as we reject that notion, the implication of it is that we eat plant-based foods, we wear clothes that are made out of plants, so no leather, no wool, no silk, and we attempt to reject the exploitation of animals throughout our life. And the vegan diet pretty much means plant-based food continuously, no animal-based products whatsoever. I thought about it for a very long time, and I thought about, do we have to use animals? Do they have to suffer? Do we have to kill them? And the answer is no, we don't. We don't have to do that. It's not a necessity. And as soon as that becomes apparent, I then think it's particularly easy to say, cool, well, I reject the notion and I want to live my life animal suffering free to the best intent that I can.
South Africans eat far too much meat if one views the issue from a portion size perspective. This can increase the risk of heart disease. Vegetarianism introduces more plant products and reduces this risk.
We get 4 types of vegetarian. The first one is pescatarian, and they actually still include fish in their diet. Then we get the lacto-ovo vegetarian. They include dairy products as well as eggs. We get the lacto-vegetarian that only incorporates dairy products. And then we get the vegan who doesn't incorporate any animal products. As you eliminate more of the animal foods from your diet, you have to become more careful about how you plan your diet to get sufficient protein. The lacto-ovo-vegetarian and the lacto-vegetarian can still get it from dairy products, so that's your yogurt, your milk, your cheese, as well as eggs. But then there are also a lot of plant sources that you can get your protein from. Examples being things like beans, lentils, peas. Your nuts and seeds are a very good source of protein as well. Vegetables give you protein, specifically things like broccoli and asparagus. The problem with plant sources is that they don't have all those essential amino acids within each of the plant sources. But again, that's not a problem if you have a very well balanced and well-rounded diet where you are incorporating a whole variety of the plant proteins.
One of the stigmas attached to vegetarianism is that food choices are limited or the diet is bland and flavorless. Kim offers some ideas to help you try out vegetarianism.
A couple of ideas if you do want to move towards vegetarianism. Incorporate some legumes into your diet. Start using beans, lentils, peas. In dishes, the low-fat cheeses are lovely to incorporate. So it's things like your low-fat cottage cheese, your mozzarella, your ricotta, and incorporating a little bit of that into a salad or onto a cracker is an absolutely perfect way to have a vegetarian meal. Also, with vegetarianism becoming more popular, there's a lot of imitation meat products out there. We've got the soya ranges, we've got the corn ranges, and they have chicken pieces, little hamburgers that you can easily add for an interesting vegetarian meal.
Of course, veganism can seem like the most daunting of the different types of vegetarianism, and it does require some adjustments, but Grant has some great advice to offer.
When you try to force yourself to become a vegan, it doesn't work from a food-based perspective. In other words, what I mean is define your intent. There are some fantastic books on animal rights and why this ideology exists. Go out and read them. Once the intent is set, it becomes a whole lot easier because then it becomes a lifestyle. The second thing I would do is I would get a lot of vegan cookbooks, and I would also encourage you to cook things that you've probably never heard of in your whole life. Things that you might not be used to cooking with. Don't be scared to start cooking with them. Start falling in love with cooking food and just cook with things, like I said, that you've never heard of before. And then the last thing I would do is I would find a community of people that express and feel the same way I feel. And that's not difficult to do thanks to the internet now, from Facebook to Twitter to places like this that around the country we have vegan places where you can get together with people, learn about vegan cooking, learn about the ideology and why we reflect this ideology. And then if you are seriously alone, like if we're talking to you in the Namakwaland and you only have 2 friends, convince one of them to turn vegan with you and share the experience, because I think it's an experience when shared is a whole lot easier than trying to do it alone.
Grant is also the co-owner of Conscious 108, a vegan restaurant in Joburg. If you're open to trying something new, head over to a vegetarian eatery in your area and get a taste of a different form of cuisine, which can definitely be beneficial.
Nestlé provides you with tastier and healthier everyday choices to enhance your quality of life. Nestlé, good food, good life.